LifeQ is one of the organizations attempting to try and make some sense out of all of this data that we're getting to turn it into really useful information. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're doing?
Basically, we have developed a cloud analytics platform that takes wearable data and turns it into actionable insights. There are a lot of players currently out there that are considering this opportunity. Guys using statistical methods, using artificial intelligence methods to try and look for correlations between what we can measure on wearables and what is happening in an underlying physiology, oxygen utilization rates, energy consumption rates, and many more. What's unique to our specific approach is that we are scientists coming from an academic background that have worked on a field called computational systems biology. So what that encompasses is mathematical models that mechanically simulate cardiovascular physiology. And we use these mathematical models together with a thin probabilistic inference layer to infer the most likely states of a person's physiology for generating a certain pattern of wearable data. Now, we have found that the wearables out there are currently lacking in accuracy, and we have therefore developed our own wearable that delivers motion compensated, accurate heart rate variability, and oxygen saturation. And this provides us with data that we can plug into our cloud platform to provide additional metrics. The problem nowadays is with the reduced quality of the many wearables that are popping up. If we put low quality data into our cloud platform, we would receive low quality inferences. So we have bootstrapped ourselves with this device, but we really look forward to working with other wearable companies and quality controlling and checking their device outputs such that it will also contribute to the outputs from our cloud platform and our biological inference method.
Now, one of the exciting things I saw about your technology is you're actually being able to, or looking at being able to measure blood sugar levels without having to do needle sticks. What other things are you looking at? So you're looking at oxygen concentration in the blood. You're potentially going to be looking at blood sugar levels. What else do you think we'll be able to get?
Yes, I think what's really interesting about the technology is aligning a user's physiology with his wearable data allows us to provide physiological context for his day. So if you look at a typical 24-hour cycle, marking down things like sleep, wakefulness, exercises, anaerobic exercises versus aerobic exercises, areas where a user might have had a meal, where you have a post-absorptive state where the heart rate gets raised by, say, 10 beats per minute, flagging meals, finding areas where our accelerometer shows little motion but our infrared sensor shows a person's fingers are active, finding areas where you're working, where you're typing on your computer, looking at heart rate variability to detect when you were stressed, when you were relaxed, tracking ambient light levels and correlating that with your sleeping patterns to see where you might have distorted your own circadian rhythm. These are the kind of things that we are looking at measuring in addition to what we've just discussed.
So you can look at calorie expenditure throughout the day?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Can you also get any inference in terms of calorie intake?
So that is one of the long-term promises of this technology. We've done some trials now where we've looked at very limited tests running on 10 individuals over long periods of time and predicting their macronutrient utilization. This basically tells you based on a number of vital sign inputs, and we go as far as saying if we had a smart fabric that could provide us with breathing rate and tidal volumes in addition to what we can measure on the wearable, we will be able to predict real-time macronutrient utilization. So this will then tell us whether you are burning fats, carbohydrates, or proteins, and then to come back to your original question, changes in that macronutrient utilization alludes to what the user has consumed as a foodstuff.
So we end up with a really individualized piece of information that we can eventually turn into something that will be useful in terms of dietary recommendations, exercise recommendations for the individual.
Absolutely. In a segmented process, we go from raw data to the physiological context of what has happened during different time periods towards finding associations that are meaningful and useful insights for the user.
Absolutely outstanding.